Peace be upon you, dear students. السلام عليكم طلابنا الأعزاء بالصف الثامن الدرس 12 lesson 12, and here we are going to rewrite sentences using passive forms. So in the previous lesson, namely lesson 11, we wrote sentences using the reported speech. Now we are going to rewrite sentences using passive voice. So first of all, let me revise passive voice quickly for you. What is passive voice? What do we mean when we write sentences in the passive voice forms? It is used when the focus is on the action. So we use the passive forms when the focus is on the action. It's not important, or we don't know who is the doer of the action. So the focus in this case will be on the action itself, not the doer of this action. And what about the main steps to make passive? The first step is to change the object into subject. So in order to make passive, we need to change the object at the beginning of the sentence into the subject. Now someone might ask me, what about subject pronouns? How can we use them in the place of the object? In this case, you only need to revise. We only need to revise or learn about the change from subject pronoun to object pronoun by revising the information in this chart. So me is changed into I, you is changed into you, him is changed into he, her is changed into she. So if the object is an object pronoun, in this case we convert it into a subject pronoun. I'll repeat for you. If the object of the sentence is an object pronoun, we only need to use it at the beginning of the sentence, but as a subject pronoun. So me is changed into I, you is changed into you, so it's the same. Him into he, her into she, it, us, we, them, they. So we use the object of the sentence at the beginning of the sentence that it is in the passive voice, and in this case this object pronoun is changed into subject pronoun. So when it is me, it is changed into I. This is the first important step. Now the most important step is to use a finite form of verb to be. Again, finite form of verb to be, and always dear students, use the third form of the verb. So change the finite form of the verb and use a finite form of verb to be. How is that? Because in the introductory sentence, the main verb will be always changed, as you can see here, into the third form. So we need to use a finite form of verb to be, which will be the same as the tense verb in the introductory sentence. For example, if the sentence in the active voice بالمبني المعلوم, in the active voice is in the present simple, so in this case we need finite form of verb to be. And what is the finite form of verb to be in the present simple? It is am, is, are, and don't forget to use the main verb in the active sentence in the third form always. As in always we use the main verb in the active sentence in the third form, namely the past participle. Now what about past simple? So in this case we need verb to be in the past simple, and that will be was or were, and of course the third form of the verb. Now of the main verb. Now present continuous, am is our being, pay attention, am is our being, don't forget. So if the introductory sentence in the active we have ing, in this case we use being, we use always being. So present continuous, am is our being plus the past participle. Now past continuous was where, being plus the past participle, namely the third form of the verb. Now present perfect, have, has, been. So you can think about the form of verb to be after has or have. So have, has been plus the past participle. You really need to memorize these forms by heart. So when the introductory sentence in the active is in the past perfect, you use had been, been, had been, because always we need the third form after have, has, or had. And in this case, we are talking about verb to be. So we use been, had been plus the past participle. Now what about the future? For example, will. And we need, as I told you, we always need a finite form of verb to be. And what do you think about the form of verb to be after modals? It will be in the base form, namely be. So future simple will be plus the past participle, namely the third form. Now future perfect will have been, What about the other modals? Can, could, must, should. Also we need be plus the third form. So again, I'll tell you in short, we need verb to be, but a finite form of verb to be. In order to make passive in English, we only need a finite form of verb to be depending on the tense in the introductory sentence, and always follow this verb, namely verb to be, with the third form of the verb. And the third step will be to change the subject into object. So when we have a subject, we use it at the end of the sentence in the passive. And if it is a subject pronoun, as you can see here, it will be changed into an object pronoun, but preceded by the word by the preposition by. So again, if we have in the introductory sentence a subject pronoun, we only need to convert it into an object pronoun preceded by the preposition by. This is everything. Now, in order to make you understand more, I have this exercise for you, and after that we will convert or change from active to passive. In the next exercise, we'll change from passive to active. Now, as you know, this is the most important question for your exam. Restate the following sentences starting with the words given. Now, social media has transformed. So first of all, think about the object. Now here the object is all relationships. So we start our sentence in the passive with the object. All relationships. This is the object in the introductory sentence in the active, and we use it at the beginning here, as you can see. So all relationships. Now think about the tense. Has it transformed? Ask yourself, what is the verb tense in this example? It's present perfect. So I need the form of a present perfect from the chart above. So we only need, you can revise the chart, we only need to add been. In this case. But very important note here, social media, it is a singular. Social media refers to singular, but pay attention, relationships refers to plural. All relationships refers to plural. So in this case, we don't use has. Why? Because relationships is plural. So all relationships have been transformed by what? We need to use this subject by social media at the end of the sentence. So at the beginning, we used all relationships at the beginning of the sentence in the passive, and here the subject will be the object of the sentence after the preposition by. Another example. The minister encourages. So think about the verb tense. In this case, it's in the present simple. The minister encourages people to go on hiking trips across Lebanon. So first of all, start with the object, with direct object. So people. Don't pay attention to the complement of the sentence. Here, focus on the object, people. Start your sentence in the passive with people, and after that step, think about the verb in the introductory sentence in the active. It's encourages in the present simple. So we need a finite form of verb to be in the present simple. Again, dear students, it's very simple, very easy. We need to know the tense, the verb tense in the introductory sentence, okay? And here you all know the minister encourages. Think about the form. What is it? It's the present simple. So we need verb to be in the present simple. Now think about verb to be in the present simple. You will find it will be am, is, are. So in this case, because the object is plural, we only use are and the third form of the verb in the introductory sentence. Again, here encourage, we need the third form, namely the past participle. As I told you, in the chart above. And here don't forget to use the preposition by, and it will be followed by the subject of the introductory sentence, the minister. Now another one for you. Farmers sell their organic products in Michigan and Orlando. Again, farmers sell their organic products in Michigan and Orlando. Now, organic, pay attention, dear students. Here we don't have the object, and this sentence was a question in a final exam one day, so pay attention. Here organic is the adjective, and here first of all we need to use the object. We need to add the object, which is products, which is the noun. So organic is the adjective. Again, farmers sell their organic products. So we have an adjective and we have a noun. So we need first of all to start with the noun. Here they gave me only the adjective organic, so I need to give or write the object, and here in this case it is a product. So oil, organic products, and after that I can think about the form of the verb in the sentence, in the active, and here it is sell in the present simple. I only need a finite form of the verb to be in the present simple, namely are. Why? Because the products is plural, and sell will be changed into sold, the third form of the verb or the past participle. So the correct answer will be organic products are sold in Michigan and Orlando by whom? By farmers. So refer to the beginning of the sentence in the active and use the subject, and here it is farmers, here in the place of the object after the preposition by. And in some cases it's not important to write the object. Now the new company has organized a wonderful festivals for our event. The new company has organized wonderful festival for our event. So here a wonderful. So again dear students, they didn't give me the object of the sentence, so I add the object. So here is the full object with the adjective, full form. A wonderful festival. And now I think about the tense in the sentence in the active. Here it is in the present perfect. I only need to add been. But don't forget to pay attention to the subject-verb agreement. Again, pay attention to the subject-verb agreement. Here company is singular, so we use the verb, the helping verb has. The new company has. Now the new subject is here a wonderful festival. So we use has. Here there is no change. Why didn't I use have? Why? Because it's also a singular noun. So in this case I don't change. So has. But in the above example we need to use a subject-verb agreement, namely to use have if the new subject is in the plural form. So a wonderful festival has been organized for our event by the new company. Now social media has transformed. Here pay attention. The object is plural. I'll shade S for you, plural. So in this case when I use it in the beginning of the sentence in the passive, all relationships have. So has is it changed into have. Why? Because here I need subject-verb agreement. So here relationships is a plural in the case of plural. So I need have instead of has. And I need to add only been because already the verb is in the third form, so I don't change it because it's already in the active in the third form. Now another example, the mom's wise words have it changed. So present perfect. The writer's attitude towards others. So the writer's attitude what? Has been changed. Here the words is in the plural. The words is in the plural. So we use have, the helping verb have in present perfect here have. But here the writer's attitude towards others, don't pay attention. Don't look at another or at others. Here is we are talking about attitude, which is a singular noun, and here we need has for the subject verb agreement, and don't forget to add been. Now we need to change or rewrite these sentences from passive to active. Again, dear students, in some cases in the exam you will be asked to change from passive to active, and here you can see the form. It is in the passive, should. So control over products distribution should be observed by the staff. So we start with the object, the staff, and we use should plus the base form. We use should, you know, all the models are followed by the base form in active. So the staff should observe control over products distribution. Another example, after that, I was accepted by the National Academy of Law. Here it is in the past simple passive, and we need to use it in the past simple active, namely the second form of the verb. It's very simple for you to convert or to change from passive to active. Think about the verb tense. It's the past simple what? Passive. Past simple passive. Now here I need it past simple what? Active. So remember how to form past simple active. We only need the second form of the verb. In this case, we drop was and use accepted in the second form. So the National Academy of Law accepted me after that. The information between the brackets are optional. Now the lifeboat was called. Another example in the past simple passive, and we only need to use it in the second form in the past simple active. So was called out, the Coast Guard called out. Now the power plant was knocked down. The power plant was knocked down by an enemy plane a few months ago. Now an enemy plane knocked down. So also it is in the past simple, and here we need to use it in the past simple, namely the second form of the verb. The second form of the verb. So always the past simple is changed into past simple active, namely the second form of the verb. Now a new program for integrating technology is teaching has been developed. A new program for integrating technology in teaching has been developed. Here in this case we only need to drop been in order to make it present perfect active. So some educators have developed. This is the form of the present perfect active, and this is the form of the present perfect passive. So we only drop been. Now another one, the heating of the atmosphere. I am very short of time, please forgive me. The heating of the atmosphere can cause, here can cause, it is in the what? Here it is in the active, pay attention, this sentence is in the active, so I make it passive. Many health problems can be caused. Always use the base form of verb to be after modals. So here in the introductory sentence is in the active, and we need to make it passive. We need to use the first form or the infinitive form of verb to be after the modal verb can, and the third form of the verb. The last example, the journalist has sent, and here we need to make it passive. We only add been, and we pay attention to the subject verb agreement. So the articles on the volcano tragedy have, and use been by the journalist. Thank you. This is everything. You can revise the information and listen to this video using a low speed. Thank you very much for watching.